I'm Snider from Hardin County. I'm an account officer for Ag Credit out of the Kenton branch. I also am a part of our family farming operation in Hardin County. My mother, father, and I own and operate DuLynn Farms. We cash grain farm corn, beans, wheat, hay, and have a small beef cattle operation. We are 100% no-till farming operation. Started that with my grandfather probably 25 years ago. He realized the importance of the conservation practices, and we've been continuing those forward ever since. I grew up basically on the farm that I live at now, the home farm. So as a youth, I was involved in 4-H, FFA, took beef cattle, dairy beef feeders to the Hardin County Fair, the greatest fair. Really enjoyed the experience. Probably in high school, being involved in FFA, I still was actively involved in our farming operation, maybe not have a vested interest like I do now. And probably going to the Ohio State University kind of re-solidified that I want to return back to the family farm and be an active part and have an active role in that. I was fortunate enough that when I was in high school, my grandfather started to release some of the reins so I could start to become involved in the farming operation. But as a cash grain operation that's based on owned and rented acres, there's always the challenge of outside competition, whether it's your neighbor. Even though agriculture is such a unique industry that you're always talking to your competitors, which are your neighbors, sharing ideas, but you're also competitors. But it's those that are from out of county that maybe are a challenge. In our area, renewable energy is starting to become a challenge in our area for picking up ground. They're starting to lease more and more ground for solar panels or wind turbines. And as a young farmer, you can't compete on that basis just because of the cost or the revenue that landowner can receive. So those are some challenges I think that as a cash grain farmer, I'm starting to see more in our area that are definitely adding to the challenge element. After my grandfather passed away 5 years ago, I kind of inherited his roles. We all joke that Mom, Dad, and I, and my sister during certain times of the year have our assigned roles. So during spring planting, I run the corn planter. My dad runs the bean planter, my mom runs everything in between, my sister takes care of the cattle chores. In the summer months, Mom mows the hay, my sister and Mom rake the hay, Dad runs around baler, and I try to disappear because I don't want to load. In the fall months, normally I'm the one in the combine, my mom's in the grain cart, my dad's running the semis in the grain system in between, and my sister's doing chores. We all face challenges getting involved in the ag industry, whether we're large farmers, small farmers, just started, inherited an operation. So getting involved in Farm Bureau and with young ag professionals, you get that networking opportunity to visit with those that have similar goals as you, that you're trying to grow, develop your operation, start it from scratch. And just by being involved in the young ag professionals, you're able to share those experiences with those that are going through the same thing because you're all similar aged. So after Grandpa passed away, we were cleaning some things and found some clippings from eons ago that would have been my great-great-grandmother, I believe, was part of the Women's Farm Bureau stuff in those days. And her daughter, which was my great-grandmother, came to Columbus for convention. So I guess being a Farm Bureau member has been something of our family that we've all done. It just felt natural to become involved in our county Farm Bureau. I was told when I was hired to work at Ag Credit, it's a great thing to get to know those involved in your community, that you work in the office, get involved in extracurricular activities, but it was already a given. Just Farm Bureau was one of those things to get involved in. We have a cash rented farm that is owned by our family, and every time I'm on it, whether planting or harvesting, I have to stop and think, I'm the 5th generation to be a caretaker of this piece of property. So when my ancestors first moved to the area and were farming this ground, they were looking at the rear end of a horse all day. And now I'm sitting in a tractor or a combine that can practically drive itself across the field. And just the technology advances in a little over 100 years, that's just something that is really neat.